Conversion is at the heart of every Christian life. We talk about people having a conversion to Jesus Christ, and our salvation lies in being converted to Jesus Christ. But what I want to suggest in this talk today is that we can speak about conversion in two senses. There is conversion in the first sense, which is where I go from a life opposed to Jesus Christ, opposed to his values, and opposed and fundamentally being egocentric and living in the way of the world, and then having a conversion to Jesus Christ and wanting to give my life to him. But we can also speak about conversion in a second sense, in a sense of an ongoing process by which my life and my heart become more and more given to God. As Christians, we often think about conversion in that first sense, but actually all of us are called to engage in conversion in the second sense, in the sense of ongoing daily conversion, such that my heart becomes more and more God's. Set out up the mountain to God in the journey of the spiritual life, certain changes naturally occur. The first thing is that as we've left the earthly city, we find that we've brought all sorts of baggage with us, things that fundamentally we don't need. The church speaks about the purification from sin, and one of the first things that happens is a purification from what is called mortal sin. What's a mortal sin? Mortal sin is when I do something which is seriously opposed to the will of God, and I do it fully knowing that I'm doing it, and I do it fully willing it. If you like, I turn with my whole person away from God and back down the mountain. If I'm going to get to the top of the mountain, I have to be completely resolved to get there. And so what happens at an early stage in the spiritual life is that the grace of God shining on us through prayer and through the reception of the sacraments begins to purify us of that tendency to walk down the mountain and back down away from God. Sometimes it's a struggle, and sometimes it takes people a long period in their life through which they have to be purified of something which is keeping them away from God. However, if we're going to get to the top of the mountain, fundamentally we have to keep facing up the hill. At a second stage up the mountain, what happens is we find not only have we brought excess baggage, actually we find all sorts of things which we didn't think were excess baggage, things we thought we really needed, are actually weighing us down and stopping us getting to the mountain, top of the mountain. The church talks about what is called venial sin. This is sin which is of a lesser kind. They're the things which weigh us down and keep pulling us down the mountain, but they don't necessarily make us turn around and go back the other way. Everything that is at the top of the mountain is pure and is of God. Fundamentally, the top of the mountain is our symbol of heaven. However, if we're going to get there, then at a certain point we have to be purified of those things within our life, even small things, which are contrary to the will of God. But a point I want to make really importantly, as we go up the mountain, this purification naturally takes place within us. We're being drawn up the mountain by our love for God, and it is that which brings about the purification of our souls. And in this way it's really important to note that the overcoming of sin isn't like quitting smoking. It isn't a battle of will. Fundamentally it's all about the heart, and as our heart and our love for God increase, so naturally our souls become purified. The spiritual life, the journey to the top of the mountain, at the end of the day, it's all about love. Those people who choose to leave the earthly city to be converted to Jesus, they come on the journey up the mountain where they find God in his fullness, And there, please God, we pray and hope they will be with him forever in heaven.